In this video, we will be talking about completing a grow plan for your 2023 hemp grower application. To access your grow plan, you will find the Alabama Department of Ag website, which is agi.alabama.gov. You'll navigate over to the hemp program information tile, and then you'll find forms and applications. Once you're in the forms and applications, you will select Licensed Grower Access to Application/Profile. About halfway down the page, you will find the tab that says Submit Grow Plan. Once you've gotten there, you will see a listing for each site on your farm. It is very, very important not to view, but add new. If you view and put the information in, there will be no option to save it, and you'll have to do it over again. So you need to add new each time. If you have to go back and do another grow plan, you will have to add new again. If you have very similar information, or if you just made a mistake, or the office is asking you to just simply amend an incorrect number, you can go in and view the old one, and if you right click, you have the option to print the old one as well, and you can use it to transpose some of the data from the old to the new. Information on the grow plan. You'll obviously need your address and coordinates. This year the coordinates will be in decimal degrees. You need a list of any source material that you have gotten. It needs to be accurately accounted for. The variety name needs to be of what you were approved for back in the beginning of the season. The type of material, which would be seeds, seedlings, clones, or mother plants. Seeds will more than likely be by weight or quantity. Clones will almost always be by quantity, as well as mother plants. You will also need to know the size of your grow plan. This is important to note. Some people may be approved for a 15 or 20 acre field, but they may only have 3 or 5 acres planted. You need to reflect what you actually have planted. In addition to that, your GPS coordinates need to reflect of the area that is planted. So if you have a 50 acre field that is licensed and approved, and you only have hemp in 1 2-acre corner of that 50 acre field, the coordinates need to be in the center of that small field of hemp that you have planted. Seeds. When you're looking for a seed source, you need to kind of do your research. You need to make sure it's a reputable place. There should be a seed analysis or seed tag similar to what you see on the screen. It gives you a percentage of the purity and the germination of the seeds, and below it, on the example that you see, it tells you the inert matter, weed seeds, things like that. You should always look for something that has a high germination rate and a very low inert matter or weed seed presence. On this tag, it should also tell you the date of when it was tested. It's real important to get fresh seeds. If you're paying a premium price and getting seeds that are 2 or 3 years old, you may be wasting your money, and you may want to ask before you purchase your seeds that you get fresh seeds. The fresher they are, the better they are to germinate usually. It is important to keep track of quantities used and purchased. If you buy 5,000 seeds and only plant 2,500 seeds, you will need to note on your grow plan that you have 2,500 remaining seeds. On your production report, you will also keep track of how many seeds you have remaining. Those seeds that you have remaining will need to follow you through into the next licensed year. If you do not get a license and you have seeds left over, you will need to contact ADAI on proper disposal or storage. There are a few options. You can get a seed dealer permit and you can sell them, or you can simply just give them over to ADAI if you no longer want your seeds, or if you received seeds that are bad. Uh, Once you get your seeds, uh, the invoices need to be uploaded to your KRS profile along with the shipping label. If you receive your seedlings or seeds in person, you will simply get your invoice and just put your initials on there and the date received. Um, if you received your seeds by mail, you'll simply just take a picture of that shipping label and upload it onto your KRS profile. Uh, and another thing with the invoice is some people want to keep private of how much they paid for their seeds. And that's totally fine. We have no interest in knowing how much you paid for your seeds or clones. We just need to know the quantity and variety that was purchased in order to keep track of what you have. Carryover seeds, we've talked about this briefly. Again, if you have any unused seeds, it is very, very important to document them. Carryover seeds from previous years. Uh, so say in 2022 you have 5,000 seeds left over. Well, on all of your 2023 applications, you need to say that you brought those 5,000 seeds over. Obviously, you didn't purchase them since you had them carried over from the previous year. So if you have carryover seeds, you will list yourself as the source on your acquisition for the previous year. If seeds are no longer wanted, and this is for any reason, if they're bad, if they're old, if you don't like the variety of them, if you do not get a license, please contact ADAI or your regional hemp inspector for ways that you can get rid of your hemp seeds legally. You simply cannot gift them. You can't throw them in the garbage can. That is not a proper way to dispose of your seeds. You need to contact ADAI. We will have to witness the destruction, and there'll be a little paper trail that follows them as well. All right, so again, we're just kind of recapping. When purchasing seedlings, or clones, make sure it's a reputable source. If you're getting clones and they appear to be unhealthy, if they don't have a root system that looks good, or if you just in general think they're unhealthy plants, you have the right to not purchase those. It's your money. You're not going to go to your local produce stand and buy bad produce at a premium price. Uh, when you're looking at your plants, just, kind of inspect them. Take your hand and brush over the top of them. Make sure you don't see any visible insect damage or any insects on them. Make sure there's no spots on the leaves or anything that may cause any concern to you. And if you do have concern, you're more than welcome to reach out to anyone and ask them. Once you've gotten your variety or your seeds, it is very important to keep an accurate record of how many you used. It is important to keep track of how many plants you lost. Now, I know in some circumstances, if you plant 5,000 clones out in the field, it's sometimes hard to keep an exact number of how many plants you lost. And we totally understand that. But it is just important to guess and be as accurate as possible for your plant loss. In the grow plan, we will ask for percentages, and that makes it a little easier for growers just to estimate that you have a 10% or 5% plant loss. One thing, if you purchase clones or seeds and the source does not have enough of the approved variety that you got, that source cannot substitute. If you are approved for cherry wine and your grower is 1,500 seeds short of your 5,000 seed order, they cannot substitute it for anything. It has to be what you were approved for. You can order more or less than what you originally intended. That is totally fine. You cannot order seeds of the same variety from two different sources. So that is important. If a grower is short, they say, well, my buddy also sells seeds and he has the same variety. Well, since it is a different source, you'll have to get another approval. Each transaction must be recorded along with the shipping receiving documents. Uh, Say you buy the same variety from the same source, but you make two different transactions. Both of those transactions have to be recorded along with the invoices and shipping receiving information. They must be uploaded as well. And again, if plants are delivered in person, just take your invoice, put your initial on it, and the date of when you received it. And please just inspect your live plants if you receive live plants, make sure there's no insect damage. See if there's any visible disease on the plant. And along with seeds, make sure you're getting fresh seeds from a reputable source. This is something that you should take your time on in doing research of the sources that you choose. If you have any additional questions, this is what our interactive map looks like on our website. If you go to agi.alabama.gov/hemp/map, it'll carry you to this interactive map. You can click on each county, and the county that you click on will give you the information of that regional hemp inspector of how to contact them. If you have any general questions about paperwork or forms, you can call the office at the number below. It's 334-240-7230. And one of the ladies in the office will be more than glad to help you navigate, find, or fill out any forms and applications. Thanks for joining and listening in.